Garza.
All right, you may proceed.
Ms. Garza, how do you know Michael?
He's my fiance.
And where do you live? Do you live here in San Antonio?
Yes, ma'am.
And who do you live with?
And I'm going to stay with my mom.
Okay. Who lives with you?
Me, my mom, and his two stepsons.
So you have two stepsons?
Yeah.
Right away, this is important. The court has already found the violation true, which means this hearing isn't about guilt, it's about consequences. At this stage, the judge is deciding whether to continue probation or revoke it. That's a huge difference. So the real question becomes, has the defendant done enough to earn another chance?
And do you and Michael have any children together, biological?
No, ma'am.
And just what are their ages?
One's 12 and the other one's 8.
And you are the kids were staying with you. Was that due to Michael not being able to live in the home with you and the children?
Yes, ma'am. He wasn't able to stay there.
And is it your understanding that was a court order when he was sentenced? And you are caring for his children, and do you plan to get married?
Yes.
Do you have a date or?
No, right now I just got the paper for him to sign because he's not able to be there. An absent affidavit.
Like a marriage by proxy, or is that what you're talking about? Like getting married without him being present?
Or if it's possible, yeah.
Yeah, just in case whatever the court rules today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you asking the judge to continue him on his deferred?
Yes, actually, I am.
And was he a good provider to you and his children?
Yes, he was.
And
He's the only provider. Because I gotta stay at home and I make sure the kids are okay and make sure they go to school. He's the only one.
Okay. And is there anything else that you want the judge to know that you've not already told them?
No. Because I know that his boy's missing and they want him home.
This is classic mitigation testimony. The defense is painting a picture of stability, family, kids, financial responsibility. Notice the emotional framing: provider, children, marriage plans. But here's the tension. Probation isn't about being a good dad. It's about following court-ordered rules. Do you think being the sole provider should outweigh missed reporting and violations? Let me know in the comments.
And his children are present, but not in the courtroom. Is that correct? I'll pass the witness.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was that?
Priscilla Garza.
Priscilla Garza. Okay. And so how long have you been in a relationship with the defendant?
9 years.
9 years?
Yes, ma'am.
So you all were in a relationship with each other when this actual deadly weapon occurred?
Yes.
Okay. And so then you all were also in a relationship when he was placed on probation in April of 2025, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when he was granted probation, originally, were you aware that he had a condition of an electronic leg monitoring device?
When he was staying at his grandparents, yes.
Okay. And then at some point that GPS device was removed. Are you aware of that?
Yes, his probation officer asked for it to be removed.
Okay. And then after it was removed,
Here's where things start getting shaky. The ankle monitor comes off, and suddenly probation can't find him. That's a red flag in any courtroom. Judges see this pattern all the time. Compliance under strict supervision, then silence when restrictions loosen. Was this miscommunication or avoidance? That distinction matters.
were you aware that the probation department never heard from him again? Okay. Was he living with you?
No, he wasn't allowed to stay with me and the boys.
Okay. So where was he living?
But the address at 318 Rosa Verde.
Okay. And who else lives at 318 Rosa Verde?
His grandfather and his uncle.
And were you aware that the probation office made multiple field visits to that location, and the people that lived there said that the defendant was no longer living there?
I'm going to object to hearsay.
Right, that'll be sustained.
Okay. Were you aware that the probation office made multiple field visits to that location?
Your Honor, the fact's not in evidence at this time.
All right, that'll
We're
be
going to object and also
that'll be-
the hearsay.
that will be overruled.
Were you aware that the probation office made multiple field visits to that location?
No.
And were you aware that the probation office was unable to contact them there at that location?
Well, I
Same
know he
objection.
was.
Also,
Right, that'll be overruled.
Well, I know most of the time when they did go, he was at work. Because he did work, because that was one of his conditions on his probation.
Where was he working?
He was working for a payment company.
Okay. And so I guess you were unable to have contact with him as a condition of probation, or just
He would just call and he'll visit the boys, but I know he was supposed to be under supervision to visit the boys, but he never. Sometimes he did, but I was there. But sometimes he didn't, because he always worked. He, like I said, he's the main provider for me and his boys. So
and
he's always working.
so correct me if I'm wrong, but the children, they're his biological children, but you're just taking care of them, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you said that he's the only provider, so you don't have anything.
I don't have employment.
Okay. And so if you're asking this court for him to stay on and he has not been reporting, like, what facts are you relying on to ask the court to continue with him?
Well, the fact is y'all are asking him to work. So if he's supposed to work and he's not supposed to be there at the house when they go do a field visit or whatever, how is that supposed to even be possible? Because sometimes they do pop-ups and he's at work.
Okay, well, that's why there are multiple conditions in place. So are you aware that he was also supposed to report to the probation office?
And he would.
And a violation that he's pled true to is that he was not reporting.
Before, when he first got on it, he was reporting. After
When he
that,
had the ankle monitor on, correct?
no.
Yes. And once the ankle monitor was removed, he pled true to not reporting to probation.
Okay, well, I'm not aware of that because he wasn't staying with me.
Okay.
That question just changed the temperature of the room. The prosecutor brings up the original offense, stabbing someone. Strategically, that reminds the judge why the defendant was on probation in the first place. The defense objects, and the judge sustains it. Legally, that question may have crossed into argumentative territory. But emotionally, the damage might already be done.
And so you're asking this court, even though you have no facts in how he's performed on probation, you're coming up here and asking this court to continue.
Well, he does have 2 kids that he needs to help me take care of. There's 2 boys. You try raising 2 boys on your own. When I'm not the biological mom, I'm the stepmom.
All right. Don't you think the appropriate time for him to think of his 2 children was when he was stabbing someone, not when he's on probation?
Can I please leave?
no, dear, you cannot. Your Honor, I believe that that's a harassing question.
Is there a legal objection?
And yes, Your Honor, that it's not relevant or material, and it is harassing
With
the
regards
witness.
to relevancy, the court will sustain the objection.
That's the witness, yeah.
All right, any further questions?
No further
All right,
questions.
thank you so much for coming in. Call your next witness.
I'll call my client.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Absolutely.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Michael Anthony Foss.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Mr. Foz, before you were putting Dawn deferred, you got custody of your children, correct?
Long before.
About a year before?
Way more than that.
2 years before? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, your mother of your children had custody, and then CPS got involved, and then you,
I object to leaving.
Sustained.
so, tell me how you got custody of your children.
I got custody of my children, fighting for them for about 8 months. While I was doing federal probation, federal classes, at the same time doing state classes and state UAs, I believe is what they said. And they were coexisting with my federal PO at the same time. And I found, and then the judge, who, I believe, I don't know the proper, for the kids, I guess for CPS, that judge at that time in CPS, the state found fit after all my certificates while I was wrestling with federal probations and state agencies at the same time, while working a full-time job, supporting my kids, that they found that I was fit to be the father, and they found fit to terminate the rights of their biological mother.
And so you have custody, you have your fiance, and how many households were you supporting after you got on this deferred in April of 2025?
Okay, when I moved in with my grandparents and my uncle, my grandfather's house, I'm sorry, my grandmother passed away. When I moved there, of course, I'm not gonna take advantage of my family, so I'm paying rent there, about $450 to $500 a month. I'm still supporting my kids because that was one of the stipulations, support to dependents. So I'm paying about $300, $400 there for them. Then I'm paying my cell phone bill. Then I'm paying UAs when I go take the test. I got to pay for the parenting class, $85 off the rip.
Now this is critical. When the judge starts personally asking questions, you know credibility is on the line. Missing drug tests and failing to report are major probation violations. And listen carefully. The defendant admits he stopped reporting because he was afraid of being arrested. Fear might be human, but probation requires communication, not disappearance. Do you think honesty here helps him or hurts him?
I did 5 out of 10 classes, hostility classes. The only reason I didn't do the other 5, man, I really tried to knock it out. The only reason I couldn't do the other 5 is because the other 5, they wanted to do them as a one-on-one, I believe it was. And he said he was going to call me. And I told him I had to go to work because all these places, and that's not including my food that I was eating on the day.
Right, so here's the thing. The state recommended that you have deferred. What I want to know is, you pled true to violation of condition number 2. So I wanted to know why you missed drug testing. You pled true to violation for condition number 4. So I want to know why you missed reporting.
A simple fact, man. I wasn't paying my restitution. What did it constitute? The $4,000 that I had to pay.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning on paying $2,000 when I filed my taxes, and I told Mr.
But what does that mean about the not taking UAs? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why were you not taking your UAs?
When I stopped reporting, ma'am, I didn't go take the UAs run because I was afraid that I was going to get arrested because he was getting on my butt.
Okay, do I not tell everybody if there's an issue with probation? If you have an issue, let probation know about it, and if they're not addressing it, you can come and address it with the court.
See, yes, ma'am. And
so why didn't you do that?
My assuming, it's plain and simple, my stupidity assuming, ma'am. I'm not gonna make an excuse. I assume because it's never been. This is the only state thing. In federal, when they tell you you don't do it, it's bye. No ifs, ands, or buts, man. And I was scared. And I was just literally trying to buy time to pay this whole freak off. That's it. There's the whole thing off. You know what I mean? I was working, everything, and I did report after the monitor was off. I did do several UAs after the monitor was off.
And so when was the monitor taken off?
Even that gentleman.
No, when was the monitor removed? Does anyone know?
I can tell that. I don't know, ma'am.
Everything was negative in September, then October hits, and things unravel. The defense argues financial pressure, that he felt pushed over unpaid fees. And legally, courts can't jail someone just for being poor. But here's the key issue. Was he violated for money or for failing to report and test? Those are very different things, and the judge is clearly zeroing in on that distinction.
Defense, do you know when the GPS monitor was removed?
I thought it was, it's either August or September.
State, do you know when it was removed?
I got it.
All right, probation.
Well,
Do you?
no, actually, that was July 9th.
Okay, July 9th. So when it was removed in July 9th, were there any missed appointments, or is the first missed appointment in October? Does anyone know that?
Did UA in September,